Hey traders, welcome back to Modest Money. Quick question, is Motley Fool Stock Advisor worth it? On the surface, it looks like a smart way to invest. 2 stock picks a month from analysts who beat the market? But what if those stock picks don't actually fit your goals? Or worse, lead you into risky decisions you didn't see coming? Before you spend $1, let's break down what you're really getting into. To determine if something is worth it, you have to look at the cost versus the value it brings. So let's start with what Motley Fool Stock Advisor brings to the table. If you've been wondering, is Motley Fool Stock Advisor worth it? The first thing to know is that this service is way more than just a list of stocks to buy. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor is designed to help long-term investors make smarter investment decisions with a mix of experts' stock recommendations, in-depth analysis, and extra tools to help you track your progress. The main feature, of course, is the 2 stock recommendations you get each month. And these aren't just random guesses. Stock Advisor Motley Fool is backed by a team of analysts who study the market, evaluate companies, and look for long-term potential winners. Aside from the new monthly picks, you also get access to past recommendations and their best buy now list, which highlights stocks that still have strong potential. This makes it easy to build a portfolio even if you're just getting started. One thing I really appreciate is the depth of research Fool Stock Advisor provides. They don't just tell you what to buy, they explain why. Each recommendation comes with a detailed report covering the company's financials, competitive advantages, and the risks involved. I don't just like following stock recs blindly, so the reports here are huge for me. Now let's talk about the tools you get. Motley Stock Fool Advisor gives you access to a bunch of different stock screeners, portfolio tracking tools, and investment simulators. I personally like the portfolio tracker, which helps you keep tabs on how your investments are performing over time. If you're trying to build a well-diversified portfolio, these tools make it a lot easier. What I think is an underrated perk of the Motley Fool Stock Advisor is the community. Investing can feel overwhelming, especially if you're doing it alone, but with Motley Fool, you get access to a network of investors who share strategies, discuss market trends, and help each other navigate the stock market. If you ever have a question or want a second opinion, this is a great place to get insights from other investors. Okay, so those are the main benefits of Motley Fool Stock Advisor, but to determine if Motley Fool Stock Advisor is worth it, we also have to look at some of the negatives. I dug through many Motley Fool Stock Advisor reviews to find some common themes in these negative reviews, and one thing a few Stock Advisor subscribers complained about was the upsells. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor is one of the less expensive services by the Motley Fool, so they'll try to upsell you to some of their more expensive offerings. Although this business method is common these days, you may want to consider creating like a separate email for your Motley Fool account if you don't want to hear about their other products, or you can unsubscribe from their marketing. Another complaint that I've heard is in regards to the new format of Motley Fool. The Motley Fool has been around since 1993, and up until recently, it was all about articles and text. But recently, they've made a push to modernize their media by offering more videos and podcasts. Personally, I think this is an excellent idea, but not all users like these changes. Alright, now that I've covered the benefits and potential drawbacks, let's talk about what it'll cost you. So, is Motley Fool Stock Advisor worth it? Stock Advisor is reasonably priced for the value it offers, though some casual investors might feel that it leans a little high unless they plan to fully commit. The good news is that they often run promos and discounts that make the deal more attractive. We'll do our best to keep those links down in the description updated, so check there for current pricing and any available deals. So, is Motley Fool Stock Advisor worth it? Well, that depends on how you plan to use it. For active investors who want curated stock ideas, it might just be the perfect solid fit. Just be sure to go in with clear goals and realistic expectations. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.